Hey, welcome. I'm appreciative. That's the our team.
Mayor Roberts.
I need a 2-minute break.
You got 1 minute. Yeah,
Your
that's
pay
right.
gets stopped if you don't get out here in 2 minutes, right?
That's right for her.
Yeah.
Where you coming from?
Downtown forward.
Yeah, okay, it's just as bad.
What's it like coming through 820 and 35 this time?
I mean, your problem. It's bad enough that my truck doesn't know what gear to be in, so she's done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's,
That was gonna be bad.
Yesterday at 5 o'clock.
They're supposed to start that.
25 miles.
Have 71 all the way up to them. Can you imagine what that traffic gonna be coming down 1830?
they're probably living in
When
it.
it comes to Bartonville.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually horrific.
That construction, they're, they were.
Yeah.
I'm meeting 5:30, had a budget workshop at work. Number one, discussion of proposed budget for fiscal year 2025, 2026, and all things related thereto. Staff presentation. Kurt Briggs.
Mayor and council, first of all, I want to thank Shannon, who spent many hours on this budget. Did a great job, went line by line to make sure we give you the best product. Also want to thank the mayor, during her Saturday, she came up and put another set of eyes on it for us, because as you know, looking at numbers, sometimes you want to make sure you don't miss anything. Going through this budget, it's my understanding we want to go line by line, so what I did, if you look at your screen, the blue highlights are either an increase or decrease. There were some smaller ones that I did not flag, but the majority of the bigger ones I had in there, so we could go over those. Also, in preparing for this, I thought it was important to go back 3 years. As y'all know, this is my first budget, and I want to see where we're at on revenues, especially say, what do we need to budget? How are we going to make sure we make those numbers and make sure we budget, to balance the budget. So the first one, you go to solid waste franchise fees. Budgeted 20,000 this coming year, because we changed the frontier, it's gonna go up. We get like $3,000 a month currently, so we're gonna go up $16,000.
Excuse me, Chief, it's about the, it's not highlighted in blue, but it's about the 7th or 8th one down.
Oh, they're not highlighted?
Well,
Here. Oh, sorry,
It's here.
Oh, okay.
We made a couple of changes in the packet, and I did not get a chance to.
apologize. Okay.
That's okay. I see. I just wanted
That's
to be
it.
able.
Okay, oh, this one, oh, anyway, so those are the updated blue. And then if you go to the next line item, the contractor registration fees. The average was 10,792, and we budgeted 5,000 last year. I just increased it 2,000, being a little conservative on some of these. And then on gas well inspection fees, we actually budgeted 27,750. We're probably gonna meet that budget this year, but we have had some gas wells plugged. So in anticipation of that, we did reduce it, $3,500. And if you look at the next line item, residential building permits, we're currently $18,000 over budget, so we're doing really good in that. And the average for the last 3 years has been $146,000. So we went ahead and bumped it up from 120, additional $10,000 to 130. And on your septic permits, we went from 10,000. It's gonna be tough to meet that number this year. I think we will. But I reduced that a little bit, about $3,000. Any questions at all before I keep going on? Okay. And then if you go to the next line item, the zoning, we are at, sorry, my touch screen.
Is that the zoning subdivision?
Yes, sir. You're looking at the average has been 13,722. And so we're at 4,000 and we're already over budget, so I went ahead and increased that $6,000 to $10,000. Okay. Sure.
I'm kind of trying to pull on me, I can't see. the
Thank
mouse.
you. Yeah, I got
But
it.
I'm trying to-
And so we're on page 1 still,
Yes.
online, Ernest,
First one.
first page, and we're on interest earned. It's,
Start from the bottom.
Yes.
yes. 4250, account 4250. We had budgeted 140,000. On this interest, this was budgeted for 2 different accounts and we're separating them now. So we're reducing it. The general operating bank account interest was broken down from street department and our general fund. So that portion, we're reducing it to 115,000 because we're gonna have that other interest going into streets. Does that make sense? So that's why we're reducing. Let's see.
So we'll be able to show that additional interest going into those that street fund.
Yes, sir, that's gonna be, yes. And just so y'all know, we're just doing general fund tonight. Next budget, we'll go through the other funds, streets, courts and things like that, but in the interest of time,
Next
I
one.
figured we would just do, yes, next month.
Okay.
Good. Let's see. And the next line item would be the transfer. And on this, when you see transfer CCPD and the BCDC, those are showing up in revenue, but those are really, that's transfer money. So you look at the bottom line, that's $50,000.
That's corresponding expense time to.
Yes, but we still show it here. Let's see, we go to,
So the 30 is for the officer.
Yes.
The new officer position.
and the 20,000, BCDC wanted to increase the administrative from 10,000 to 20,000 for Shannon. So they went ahead, and we'll be taking that to them.
No, they've
No,
already.
we've already done that, sorry, so they've already, that officer.
I'm sorry, you guys will be approving that in CPPD in August.
Okay.
Yes, thank you. Okay, so that's revenue. As we get into administrative, if you'll notice on these wages and salaries, there is an increase of $79,000. The reason for that is we took $61,000 of the the chief's salary and moved it up into the town administrator. Okay. And then also the $18,000 is an increase, the increase is approving the salaries for the administrative side. So there is an increase in that budget line item of $79,000, but that's where that comes from. Okay. And then if you look at overtime, we're increasing that a little bit, like $1,600, just because Sherry has been assisting Shannon in different like BOA, BCDC, and she's a P&Z.
Yeah.
Thank you. And then also some of the special events, they work on those special events, so we just budgeting a little bit more on overtime.
Okay.
If you go to audit and accounting expenses, we're increasing that $5,000 from 25,000 to 30,000. Our auditors are increasing their fee, so that's where that $5,000 increase is coming from. Building inspections, we have had a lot of inspections this past year, several from Hudson Hills, Eagle Ridge, Deer Hollow. So Steve's been very busy with inspections, so we're increasing that. We're already over budget, right at, $1,000. And so we're gonna increase that right at $20,000. And cleanup day, we are doing it this year, so we did add that, and we're bumping it from $5,000 to $10,000 this year. You go down to any questions so far?
On that cleanup day, that is, we anticipate increase from all the people that come.
I've already been getting calls for this year when they wanted to schedule, when I was telling them the council decided to go in the even years. And they said, well, just make sure that you start budgeting because we are starting to increase our prices. So this is what I
You think it would be
anticipated.
2x what it has been?
I'm sorry,
That's it. You think it would be 2x what it was?
I wouldn't go that high, but it's,
Is that what we went from?
Well, it has to be budgeted $10,000.
well, this year, lastly, in fiscal year 24, we were at 10.5 with it, and then we cut it this year in half because we didn't have the event.
Yeah, I think it cost us, what was 7,800, wasn't it?
It was something like that, and we decided to every other year.
Makes sense.
And on your computer software maintenance, we did have an increase in that, and what that increase is, it's $38,000 for, it's not showing up here.
Yeah, I don't see that.
It's interesting.
We didn't take that. We-
It's 30, but right here. Okay, well, the increase. If you look at on the left side, when you go down, you'll see the third one from the bottom, you got QuickBooks annual. And some of these salaries are like $200, $300, so we didn't have them in there. But the one that is substantial is the safe built software conversion and annual cost. That's 38,000. What we're looking at doing is to help out permits, Sherry, make them more automated. And also we will be looking at some other services that Safe Built does provide. The software itself is $25,000. It's actually reduction from 50. And then you have an annual fee of $75,000. So that, if approved, that's gonna help us be a little more automated, where if you're a contractor, if you're somebody working here, you can go online, see where you're at, whether it's, pending, these different things. They did a demo for us, it's pretty straightforward, so that's what we're proposing. We did get some pricing for some different services from septic to inspections, so we'll be looking at that.
Did you say 70?
The annual fee is how much?
7,500, it's not like, no, my bad,
Yeah.
no.
You said a bunch of stuff after that, and I didn't hear.
No.
I heard it like that, I'm like,
25,000 for the software, 7,500 annual fee.
That's right.
One, yeah.
And another one of the nice features of this is that everything goes into files so that nothing can be submitted to the town until the builder or the developer has everything in the file. Right now, the piecemeal, when they're bringing pieces in, the 20 requirement or whatever. So it's gonna be, and then anybody can go in the file and see what's been submitted on this development or whatever it is. So it's pretty slick legal operation.
Is that all manual now? I mean, they
Yes.
say they bring them in separately.
And sure.
So they is there a scanner or something, or how do
It's web-based,
web based?
and so, but that's the thing.
Yeah.
What's that? Yeah. So, and that's one of the things, it's gonna be more streamlined and make it easier for Sherry.
Okay.
And then also make it easier for the person that's trying to get through the process. And we did the demo, the mayor's, seen it, we talked about it, and, Copper Canyon's using it. Sherry went and visited it and put eyes on it. We actually had one of the ladies come out and do the full demo for her out here. And so that's sort of what we're
Does
proposing.
that include training for her, I don't know how long?
They also provide inspectors, architects, or anybody else that we might wanna utilize.
Okay.
We use inspectors,
Yeah,
planners,
yeah.
septic, health.
Those are services they provide.
Yes, sir.
Are they add-ons or
Yeah.
part of
They're
the
add-ons.
original contract?
I'm guessing add-ons.
It would be just like we currently have, say, whatever they charge, say they charge $150 for septic inspection, that would still be their fees they showed, and they're right in line, some were a little less, some were right on line. So that would be the same thing, we just be making it more
Consolidated.
consolidated if we
Into-
decided to do
Yeah.
it.
Well, about the inspection piece. So they provide that service in conducting the inspection, so they would send out their own licensed inspectors to do. So what about our agreements we have with all of our inspectors today?
Those expire in September.
Cause we have Steve.
We re-got those.
Yes, and this is a proposal, so yes, we do have agreements with other services that we would have to decide which ones we want to use. I mean, we could use the software itself and just do the permitting side, or we can move over to say, we want to start, bringing in an inspector or a planner or an
So
engineer.
we could try the software for the year and see how it goes, and maybe next year to move over if we wanted to, or to do whatever we want.
Potentially, unless we could accurately or at least relatively accurately forecast what the cost savings would be. Cause it sounds like if you're all buying it all out of one bucket, it's cheaper than just try to buy it as that, so.
There's a potential for some savings. Yes, sir.
Plus, it's just gonna be more automated and more streamlined for Sherry and everybody else, the developers and everybody that keep calling and going. So I sent that in and it's like, well, no, we'll do the file.
I find personal
Yeah.
experience trying to get permit now, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just to help, streamline Sherry's email, because I'll be going through the software portal. And I'll reduce the phone calls because they can check their own status, so that they see everything that we see on our side, and it's also gonna help us on this side when Sherry's out. We'll know exactly, because it keeps it all in the same collective file, so we can be able to answer questions.
So they can set up their own user ID, password, log in.
It shows you on like a dashboard and you can log in, you just see everything where you're at. And like I said, it's a lot of back and forth and
Right.
it's just even with, it's just gonna be, it will be more automated, a little more streamlined and save us some time. And potentially some money.
I assume it also has two-factor authentication.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure it does. I mean, it's anything we've been doing, I gotta be the dual.
Two-factor authentication so that we're not granting access to a system that has visibility to what we're doing inside.
No, yeah, though our side would be under our security, and they would not be able to see into our system at all.
That'd be outside our firewall.
As mine just swapped up while we we're talking, so I had to do that again. Yes,
I'm in Victor that line, I'll take care of it.
it's just knocks us off, yeah. Any more about that discussion? Okay, we go down to. The next one will be public assistance. We're gonna increase that from 2,500. In the past, we've been asked to donate to the Child Advocacy Center and also the MHMR for mental health. And the mayor and I spoke about this and she had requested that we did put in for 3,500 per nonprofit.
Yeah, the other towns are doing it, so I didn't want to be the only one going, I thought it was a thing to do.
And then on health inspections, went up $1,000 on that one. Sanitations, we actually went up 2,000 on that one. Special events, they were over budget and we're budgeting for going from $12,000 to $15,000 or $3,000 more for special events. Your travel training, we went ahead and reduced that. We had $12,000 in there. And that's a reduction. I know that our past administrator was going to go to ICMA conferences and I looked at some of those and then I looked at the cost to be a member there. I was like, I have some connections I can talk with. I just got back actually from Texas Police Chief and there's several chiefs that have been city managers there. So I just, right now, I think we can just reduce that $4,000 to save a little money on training. We still would be doing training. She's looking at doing some really good training. Sherry's actually down in Austin this week, getting her certificate for court clerk. So she's down there, but we still $8,000, I think is a good number to see where we're at the first year as we go through this budget. And then when we get to the PD side, you'll notice in the police department side, there's a decrease. Obviously, moving me into admin, there's gonna be a decrease, and not just in salary, it has a trickle effect. And if you'll notice, it's gonna be a decrease of $107,000 in wages and salaries. And then there's also gonna be a reduction in, you look at TMRS, it's going from 84,000 to 59,000. So it's a trickle effect, because you're only paying, instead of 2 retirements, you're only paying 1 now because it's a dual role. So there is that cost savings that, you know, we've all talked about for the last forever. Anyway, so there's where our cost savings are. In the budget, there was budget only 29,000 last year. Don't know why, because just if you look at, because we pay our officers 4 hours of paid period overtime. That alone's right at 36 to 38,000. So, and not even talking about if they had to go to court, or if they stay over for a late call or a special event. So we're, you know, recommending increasing that for 42. And then one of the reasons, you look at the average for the last 3 years, it's been at 42. So I think it's important. If that's what we're averaging, let's go ahead and budget that. I think that's the best way to look at this.
So you're saying a T3 average, that's 23, 24, and 25 to date, or is that 22, 23, 24?
22, 23.
The average is,
23.
23 actual, 24 actual, and then as of fiscal year.
24's outlier year, because that was, we were down a couple of officers,
Yeah, I
right?
think we're making them some.
Yes,
And we had a lot of overtime.
yes, that was my first year here.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, we did have a lot of overtime. And the other things we've done, I've adjusted some different things on. You know, we get some help from Double O, and but yes, that's one of the main reasons for the 74,000 we should be working at.
Yes. So that'd be an increase of about 13,000, right?
Budget, or, well, yeah.
The 13,000 line item.
Yes. And we're really doing, I mean, we're obviously a little higher, we're right at 23, so. One of the reasons for that also though is I've had 2 officers out on medical. When you're out on medical, you're not getting overtime. And I've had one out since January, so 6 months he hasn't been getting overtime. So that's another reason why, you know, we will be in the same position.
That was why I asked about the trailing 3, because if the 42 is an average for half the year, and one of our officers has been out for half the year, period of the overtime, is 42 the right number? Is it close, or are we gonna be making? Are we gonna be well under budget, considering we still have 3 months?
You know, we look at, she can probably, we can pull that up for you real quick.
You think we need to add to that?
Oh, we still have, you know, a quarter to go.
Yeah, 3 months.
3 months to go.
What are we averaging?
Well, we just did payroll yesterday, so it's gonna have another payroll.
And we're not looking at that.
So we still have,
So we have another quarter to go.
July,
June the 15th.
August, September.
Which is right there, 42,
Yeah.
very close.
So we have 5.
We had an officer out for the first 6 months of the year.
Maybe.
We have one more in July, because July has 3. We just finished second one yesterday, we have 1 more for July, and then we have 2 in August and 2 in September. So we have 5.
Yeah. And this.
Or what?
Yeah, we got higher salaries now than we had last year.
Exactly.
Yes,
So I guess that's the only reason why I asked.
if you think it might need me,
I think I don't know if it's high enough.
okay.
If we're budgeting the rent out for.
I can look at that and I'll make note, we definitely will look at that and make sure it's not, we'll budget that, I appreciate that.
We just went up to 29.5. I'm sorry, 20, almost 30. Within a 5-day period,
305 left,
we have 5.
and what are we averaging? A month?
If everybody's on, what do we average a month? Yeah.
No,
That's been.
That's gonna be- we haven't had everybody.
Can you go back to December when everybody was working? Cause it. Matt was working then, he started, didn't he?
Go back to-
So Josh came on in October,
Go back to the 3 or 6 months where everybody was working and was
December.
Then bring that increase.
extrapolate that forward.
Well, if you look at what we do with the numbers, and let me see, I can pull this,
Yeah, I don't mean for it to be a science project in this room. It probably sounds like a science project to come back to, but I just want to make sure that we're not underestimating.
Sure.
This, the officer doing their job, we've been in the 4 hours of overtime, and we have the super shift that's covering down some of that space as well, but I want to make sure that we're not going to be surprised when we do have all of our officers on all year long, and
Everybody's getting.
I agree, if we all look at those numbers and we can bring it back and talk about it, or I can email y'all.
For the average of January, just January, because that one of our officers went out and then the other officers came in. The average for January was 2,400.
What, 2,400?
Yeah.
So you're only looking at 36,000. 24.
Maybe 32 is right.
Yeah, I just, think there's some, and when you budget those things, when we did the salaries and then we go in and calculate the 4 hours. We go with, obviously, we have a couple officers, although we calculate all the officers that way. But that's being calculated if they don't take any vacation or holiday, so, I mean, I think we'll be okay, but, thanks for pointing it out.
Good explanation.
Contracts, we increased our contract, 8,000, from 8,000 to 10,200. That was, I brought that to council a couple, I think last council meeting. That's the Denton County is increasing their cost for, giving us dispatch.
Did you just back up to health and dental, or did I miss that?
You didn't miss it.
Health and dental, well, health and dental
Yeah, they,
is going
Yes.
down,
And-
so that's a good thing, that's a big number too.
it is a big number, that one should have been highlighted. I
Is that for a
apologize.
portion of yours?
Yes, and if you look at just all of them, if you look at just from, you're looking at TMRX, it's going down, I thought I had those calculated. From, say, 60, it's going down 24,000 roughly. You got, you got health going down 60,000. You have, work comp going down, 19 or. Right at 19,000, so those are the trickle effects from what y'all did, which I think is a great idea, is combining two jobs. You're saving some money, not just in the salary, but in all the benefits.
Sure.
And, so that's where we're at. But thanks for pointing that out, Mayor.
Mhm.
I'm surprised we didn't talk about that Saturday, which I'm sure we did.
Yeah,
I just forgot to talk about it.
substantial savings, yeah.
Yeah, there have been quite a real good savings, going through that, let's see, so if you look at the total. Budget for PD, you're looking at $215,000 savings. If you add
Budget, anything for cell phones or police?
pardon me,
What page are you, where are you?
I'm sorry, if you go to, on page 7, did I scroll all the way down?
I'm still on page 9, there's,
Cell
for
phone.
2025, there's nothing in 2025 for cell phones.
Do you
For-
mind if I take this one?
No, you go ahead, I'll take it, you're one.
We, CCP actually did a budget amendment. For some reason, cell phones was left off the budget last year as an oversight. So CCP took it over when we went there and did the budgets, but we're bringing it back into general. So this year we have 7,000 for next year.
That's right.
I forgot that, then we got that.
Yeah, I forgot that.
Yeah, that's why we went through every single line item to make sure that we felt confident that we did not miss any this year.
Got it. Hopefully we did not.
And if we did, it
If
was
we
not.
did, yeah, it was, very interesting. And Mayor, to answer your question, if you go to page 7,
Mhm.
when you scroll down from, when you're looking at meeting events, we have $1,500 in PD. And then you go down, you have travel training, 4,500, and at the, if you look at the, budget last year was 1,138,128. This proposed budget is 922,850. That would be a reduction of 215,000 is where I got that.
Mhm.
And that might be different.
It's a different pattern, you know.
It's a. Oh, is that, I apologize for that.
That's okay, it's just the way it came out, I think.
That's why we should have just given.
That's that.
Right. Yeah, so you guys don't even see the same.
Yes, I'm on page 10.
Yeah, well, we're very close, right? I've got. This is what you're talking about.
It doesn't. Yes, sir.
1.13.
Oh, yeah, but that number is not, yes, that 922 and then the 1.3.
It's no part right there.
Yes, and if you,
The totals are the same.
yes. And so, yes, the totals are the same.
Point being here, the police budget is down materially.
Yes. From 1.3 or 1.138
1, 3,
to 922, yes, sir. I apologize,
That's all good.
Okay.
That's why we have these.
we'll get better, you know, workshop.
page 10.
Yeah, give you a page on what you're doing.
Okay. Right, it has to.
I don't-
That's the budget, and there isn't a differential there, the delta is not shown, but that's
Thank you.
We have that privilege.
Yeah, page 10 of the packet, sorry.
Just like that, so. Okay,
Okay,
got it.
So that is the proposed budget, on the Fund 100. And like I said, we'll do the other funds, the street funds, the court, 300, what's three?
So,
Building improvement.
Building group. So we'll bring those next council. And, there you work.
if you done,
Yes, ma'am. You're gonna take any questions.
yes, we have a $587,000 savings overall, which is the very last number I moved over.
That might change after we look at the other funds,
Okay,
because it might take in some of the transfers.
okay, so. How much do you have any idea? Sorry.
One good news.
We're gonna have overages, we'd have a better, closer number at the next one, but we did, going through this. I was able to identify
I found it $367,000 in a
Yes.
tax note.
fund that we get to move
That
to,
we get to move.
back into general fund or streets or whatever, where we want to put it.
Great.
We're gonna have some extra funds.
Yeah.
That more time?
Yeah.
When we were going through, we're looking through this budget, saw 367,000 is for this, and what's that? And she went and did the research and what it came out from, and she can show you probably on the screen.
I was gonna look and see how much it was, but what happened was, it was transferred into the tax note account code. But that tax, the 2019 tax code, and that tax code was paid last year, so that still has a balance. Of that amount, on the bill for you surplus, and I've had our auditors double check me,
Now, money.
yes, exactly, found
It
money,
was put in there to pay the tax note, which it was paid, the tax note was not paid out.
yes.
And we're also, I don't know, savings, so we're gonna end up with some extra money to decide if we're gonna put like half in reserve and half in street funds or something like that.
Good problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably, yes.
So once we get the finalized numbers, we'll bring those to you, and that'll be your decision on how you wanna allocate those information. So that'll be first.
Yeah, make that decision,
Yeah.
that's a step in the right direction.
Yeah. Huge. You know, we have to put some of the street funds go.
well, we're gonna want to build up the reserve,
Yeah,
our reserves, to build that up.
It was, the total that I found was $367,289.56.
good job.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'd like to thank both the alternates, did a great job on this. I know there was a lot of weekend hours, a lot of night hours. Nighttime hours, and y'all did a fantastic job.
Yes.
And they went over every line item, every single.
It shows, you don't see how that.
Yes.
So that's well done.
And let us know if there's anything you did from, obviously, I mean, I'm always looking for, just wanted to give you that, but thank you, Mayor, Council, and Shannon, it's been fun, challenging, but, I think we got a pretty good.
I'm just gonna say that it's been fun working with you on this, and we're going through it, and every year it's another learning curve that we get. And then since the last two budgets, I haven't really had a chance to really get into this, other than the salaries and whatnot. The chief has allowed me to get in there, and we're both learning a lot and get this information to you, so.
Definitely a
very
different
excited.
temperament in years past.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
But
and we like it that you love the numbers.
Yeah.
Me
A
too.
lot of numbers.
You know, too often, those, we take, things that happen, that we just think happen, but it happens. Yeah. But
Any other,
I make a lot of butt talk doing that.
You do that a lot.
I don't understand, it's my phone.
We're gonna get you.
Well, Shannon will be there, she'll call me back, she's working on the budget, she's doing this, I want you guys to know, I mean, all this, what you go through, we appreciate it. Words can't tell you how much we appreciate having you guys on board, and do what you do. Bartonville is very fortunate to have you guys on board.
You make it easy. And Mayor, I do want to thank you, because she did come up Saturday and we've been on the phone, we've looked at different things, because, having another set of eyes, as y'all know, looking through this,
I'm just asking.
it's just, she asked a lot of questions, which is good, and we go, well, wait a minute, let's. Cause I mean, obviously, if we don't know the answer, we'll find it, we'll dig in and look through the budgets.
That's what these workshops are for, is just
Yes.
talk it out,
Yeah,
so thank y'all for all your.
Do you have any other questions?
I know it's not over.
It's good to have some savings and police department.
Yeah, we'll have some good conversations, what to do with this.
Make sure we come up with at least surplus of 500 channels.
I said the same thing.
I'm
today.
just-
Don't say that.
Okay, go into some.
Don't jinx it.
She said, we're gonna see where the numbers are going. I said, well, hey, we got 5 cents. She goes, not yet. Yeah, I go, okay.
Good job, well done, guys.
Ultra conservative, and I'd rather be able to give you exact numbers, or get closer to the number.
Under promise, over delivered.
Yes.
All day, every day.
Yeah. So for the next meeting too, in ours, we'll have the DCAD numbers. So that'll be good.
Yes.
Those are evidence. Yeah.
Testing and all that. We'll have those evidence numbers.
Yes.
Those are July, the end of this month.
They're supposed to get that to us, I'm sorry, I was looking for my budget, and I left that folder. They're due to the cities on July 25th. There'll be a couple of emails going out between the next council meeting and after that day, because by law, we need to give you, information on the tax rates and whatnot that we get when we get those certified rolls. Chief will be sending out those emails to you, we'll be posting information on the website. That way, and then at the next meeting, we'll be discussing your proposed tax rate for the public hearing and whatnot, we want to give you that information.
I don't know if you know this off the top of your head, if you don't, it's okay, but how many new residences have we added this year that will be on next year's roll? And ballpark, if you know.
I'm gonna say between 150 and 200 parcels, because that's how much DCAD's going up on their,
Okay.
tax rate, and, I mean, their charges for us, and they're increasing their rate from $1 to like $1 or something. And their partials went up in their average that they gave us.
Okay.
It's gonna be interesting to see from BCAD as to how this homestead exemption, that 104,000 is gonna fit. All of that, the land and the projections, this is what they're gonna do, it's what we're really interested in.
So any other questions about this?
The 140 exemption is actually going to the election in November.
Yeah.
And we won't see those numbers until next year.
That will be in the August projection.
That'll be a 20.
So they're not giving us those projections in case that doesn't go through, which I don't see why it would not be passed.
Well, we know it's gonna be.
Yeah. So
Be interesting.
any other questions? 5:06:07, we adjourned the budget meeting, we'll start the regular meetings.
I'm gonna be twinkle. Hey, Chris.
fulfill even the vision that I had for the company.
Being 6:30, I call a regular meeting to order. Please state your pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Public participation, if you'd like to speak to the council, please fill out a form and hand it to Shannon. Please indicate on the form if you wish to speak during discussion on a specific agenda item. Remember, council members are not allowed to ask questions during public participation. Please state your name and address for the record. Shannon, do we have anything?
Yes, ma'am. Rick Hopper?
Thank you.
My name is Rick Hopper, live at 1847 East G Road, click. I recently learned of a parking proposal going on behind here. Ironically, I had a vision going, I just spent a bunch of money on a design that I think you're all gonna love. Have you seen it yet? No?
Yep.
Have you opened it? Were you able to look at the graphics? Okay, good. I'll share with them later. I'm not gonna try to pull it up or anything right now, but that is, I'm about to go after, my permits again. I'm finally gonna build my building next door. Parking has always been an issue. We've graciously allowed the police officers to park in our spot for the last 13 years. We have had a very light footprint over there, but we're growing and I'm gonna build my building finally. Some of you guys were sat on the, approval of the variances last time. I'm gonna get those renewed and resubmit my site plan. But before I did that, I wanted to get your input or opinion. Maybe we can talk about it any other time during the week. I'm happy to call you guys or whatever to see what you think about how we could do that. If you like it, there's several ways we could do it. You guys can build it and it'll work great. It's extra parking for events and court days in the back behind the pond. So the pond, as you know, would be a park-like setting, meandering trail. There's a little walking bridge over where the runoff is, because that pond is basically a natural detention that allows the water out. How much time do I have?
You have 2 minutes left.
Oh, perfect. That's all I need. But if you guys like catch the vision, if you guys are like, yeah, this is a really great idea, I would like to hear about it. I know you guys aren't allowed to talk right now, right, about this topic? Okay, you guys are great poker players. Anyway, I would like to talk, if you guys don't mind, I'd like to talk about, hey, this looks like a great idea for our county, if you guys are all unanimous on it. Different ways we can do it is, you can grant me the land, I will develop it. We'll work out some property tax. You guys can build it and I'll give you a permanent easement to get back and forth, on my driveway next door. You guys, also, that rendering shows my development as well as the parking with 4 or 5 different, angles to the project. So that's it. I just want to make sure you guys got it. Kurt, thanks for, sending that out to everybody. And, is anybody, I can ask a question. Okay, that's it. That's all I got. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rick.
Thank you.
Appointed representative liaison reports. Council will receive and discuss the following report and for Trinity. I don't think Bill's here with them. Denton County Emergency District Chief Vaughn.
Evening, Mayor, Council. Thank you for having me. June was, it's a busy month, but not too bad. Actually, we're 6 months into the calendar year. And, we're not as busy as we were last year. Last year, this time, we were probably 18% increase in call volume year to date. And right now, we're about 3%. So we're steadily growing, but that's a good place to be. That's not too much. We're getting to 18%. It's like, it's a little bit too much to be thinking about. So, other than that, we had, this time of year, I would typically be talking to you about wildland fires. We really haven't had that issue this year. It's been raining a lot. Been the wettest July that I can recall. And of course, the tragedies down south, unfortunate. We did have a couple of crews standing by to respond to that. We did not end up being deployed, but obviously our hearts and thoughts and prayers with those people down there. The biggest news for us is this past week, we did get our new ambulance. It's the one that will service part of Bartonville. It's there off Copper Canyon North Station 513. So we just got it. It'll take us a couple of weeks to get everything installed on it, and it doesn't take near as long as mounting all the equipment on a fire engine, but obviously it still takes a bit of time. So we're hoping in the next week or so, we'll have it in service. As you recall, this is the ambulance we were supposed to get delivered back in February. And thankfully, the manufacturer was very kind and generous, and they gave us a loaner ambulance, of which we've been operating with the firepower department. So, but now we have our own, and we're glad to have it here physically. So we're going to get everything in service, and we will be doing a push-in, a traditional push-in ceremony, kind of invite the community out, and kind of have a celebration to kind of commemorate the occasion. So.
And Chief, I don't ever want to use the ambulance, thank you.
Me neither. Me neither. Other big news for us is on July eighth, Denton County Commissioners Court appointed 2 new commissioners for ESU 1 and 2. Commissioner David Redding, who's actually a former mayor of North Lake, and then also Commissioner Scott Bartonville, who's actually assistant chief in Lake Cities. Welcome to the board. So we have our next scheduled meeting this Thursday. They will be sworn in then, and they'll be the boards of them will make their own decisions as to elections, as to who serves and what capacity. So looking forward to having them in. It's a really good time because we're obviously working on our budget. Looks like y'all are. We have our budget workshop on July 26th as well. And so busy time of year, as you can imagine. And with the July 4th activity, always a lot of activities for us. Not as much fires, which is good, but we've been busy with all the public education and stuff. And speaking of which, we this Friday, we finished up all our junior firefighter camps, and part of that, we had our 3 summer science series where we do the weather, electricity, and the snakes. But we also had junior firefighter camp we completed, and we had a total of 270 kids for the summer science series, and we had 90 for the junior firefighter camp. So overall, 360 kids. In fact, we actually put on an additional class for the firefighter camp because we had such a high turnout. So that's the most we've ever done, and it's only our 2nd year of doing it. So we're excited about that, and so a lot of good support. It's a lot of fun with the kids. So other than that, I'll answer any questions you might have.
Thank you, Chief.
Thanks, Chief. Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
thank you.
Police Department, Chief Briggs.
Mayor, council, good evening again. So we did have 142 calls for service this past month. We did have a small increase on accidents this year to date at 10. Last year we had 7. I am happy to report once again, we had 0 Part 1 crimes for 3 months in a row. And also we are increasing our traffic, even with a couple officers out, we're still, we had 258 traffic stops. As you know, that's one of the things that we stay focused on, make sure when we get complaints, we're there to try and deter those speeders and slow people down, make it safe for people out walking and doing different things on our roadways this time of year.
Bicycling.
Pardon me?
Bicycling?
Yes, ma'am. We definitely try and keep them for the bicyclists. All 3 of our police vehicles are in service. We are still waiting for the Axon in-car cameras. That's the chief spoke to them, the lieutenant spoke to them today. They're back logged, so we really don't have a date yet, but we do have 1 vehicle that does have the old watch guard. We kept that in there, but the other 2, we didn't have them put them in there because there's no need. We were hoping to have those much sooner, but we're still waiting on those. But they do have body cams, so they are recorded. Officer Bill Mack, he attended the alert instructor training for the active shooter. And we will be doing some training this coming summer. And it's really nice to have somebody that can actually do that. I actually, when my training last week, we went through a full day of alert training and went over what to do. Hopefully we won't have to deal with an active shooter, but at this day and age, you never know. Other than that, I'm here to answer any questions. Once again, thank you all for supporting us on the equipment and getting these things out there. The computers and cars, it's really nice to have good equipment.
So officer might just be doing the training for our PD or for any surrounding PDs that maybe.
We actually offered up to double O, or we'll open it up to any But,
Okay.
so he's he does, not only he's a firearms instructor, defensive tactics, now he is alert. He said it was really good training. He was up in Abilene area where they did it, but no, we'll offer it up. And, we actually contacted the school. They're gonna go ahead and let us go in there. To go ahead and go through, we've all visited it. We have the keys, the card readers, but that we will be able to put the scenarios on an active shooter. Because what you do now, obviously it's changed from Columbine. I mean, now you're going solo. When I first started, they were doing, you'd wait for at least two. So one front, somebody's got your back, and now you're solo, you go. Just like the Allen shooting mall, they showed us that. He was it, and he attacked, he went to the sound. So, but yes, we'll be offering up that to other agencies.
At the Argyle School?
No, we're gonna do it at Lantana,
Okay.
the Harvest Academy. We also are going to do walkthroughs with the Razor, even though that's not technically in our city, but we're the closest ones, just like calls in Lantana. We're usually the first ones there to go to the county, but we'll continue using training.
Thank you.
Thank you. Did you want to say anything about opportunity?
No,
Okay.
we didn't have a meeting this month, but there's a lot of rain up there.
Yes.
Good for water.
Thank you. Consent agenda. This agenda consists of non-controversial housekeeping items required by law. Items may be approved with a single motion. Items may be removed from consent agenda by any council member by making a request to a motion and a vote. Oh, I'm sorry, shit. That's all. Oh, yeah. You gotta talk. Sorry.
That's okay. Yeah, it's not, with each other.
Hey, can't wait for you to do.
I know, I tried to stop you earlier, too.
Okay, this is the report for month of June, which is halfway through our calendar year, but it's also the end of our third quarter for the fiscal year. So which makes the percentages even easier for this month. We should have collected at least 75% of our budgeted revenues, which we have. We're actually currently collecting 90% of our budgeted revenues, so we are over budget currently, which is good. We're still collecting property tax. We're over $11,500 in property tax alone, so we're really good. And we did an accounting adjustment this year. This month. We were talking to our auditors during being prepared for budget, and we had questions and whatnot. And they wanted me to remove the sale of the vehicle that we had for police out of overtime and put it into surplus. At the end of the year, they would be able to go back in there and do it. It's just that if we put it into overtime right now, our monthly 941, which is our federal tax payment, and our TMRS contributions would be messed up. They would not balance out our reports based on our budget. So I had to move that out into surplus. And then also doing that, I had to move the transfers from BCDC and CCPD for salaries. I had to put them into a transfer line item to hold them off until the end of the year, they could do their audited surveys. So that was a total of $55,000 that's been moved out. It was 15 for the sale of the car, 30 from CCPD, and then 10 from BCDC. So that's why the numbers look a little different than they did last month. But still, with everything going on, we're still in really good position right now. June sales tax, we collected 66,762. That was received in June, which was for April sales tax. This was not a month with quarterly in it, so that's why they're down a little bit. General fund expenditures, again, with the end of third quarter for the fiscal year, we currently want to make sure at least 25% of the budget's remaining for expenses. Currently, overall, we have 37% remaining, so we still have 37% of the expenditures that we can expense. So again, that's showing us that we are under budget. Particularly in administration, we have approximately 62% of the budget that we've expensed, leaving us about 38% remaining. Again, that I had to do the salary benefits adjustment, the CCPD and BCDC on this. General fund side is only the 10,000 from BCDC transfer, it got pulled out. But still, the transfer is reported and the transfer to the BCDC revenue line, so it's still coming in as revenue from BCDC. Any questions so far? And then, expenses by the police department, they're still doing really good over there on that side. They've only used approximately 61% of their total budget, leaving 39% remaining to expense. And again, going back to being in the position we're at the end of third quarter, we needed to have at least 25% remaining, so we are definitely where we need to be. And then again, on this side, the vehicle sale, 15,000 was moved into surplus, and then the 30,000 from CCPD was moved into the transfer from CCPD revenue. But showing those and taking those out of salaries and overtime, we're still looking really good on both revenue and expense line items throughout. Does anybody have any questions from the monthly financial report before I move on to the quarterly investment report? Quarterly investment report. We earned $61,512 this quarter in interest. And that interest is only the general operating fund and the reserves fund. CCPD and BCDC are not included in this, it's just those two. So the market value, we saw a decrease of $694,606 in the market value. That is expected because of the bulk of the property tax revenue was received in the last quarter. And then the average bank balance was $5,253,819. Any questions?
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you, Shannon. There, one of the consent agenda. This agenda consists of non-controversial housekeeping items required by law. Items may be approved with a single motion. Items may be removed from the consent agenda by any council member not making a request prior to the motion and the vote on the consent agenda. Number one, consider approval of the June 17th, 2025 regular meeting minutes. Have a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the June 17th, 2025 regular meeting minutes as presented.
Second.
All those in favor? Motion carries 5-0. Public hearings. Number one, conduct a public hearing in the Bartonville Crime Control Prevention District fiscal year 2025-2026 proposed budget. Staff presentation, Chief Rick.
Mayor Council, we met back on May 19th with the CCPD board and proposed the budget. They did approve it. One of the things that we were looking at, what I wanted to do, we had quite a bit of expense the previous year. We amended for the tasers, for the computers, the radios, and the vehicles. So we moved several of those items over into the PD side. And if you look on your packet, currently we're at 120,000 what we budgeted. This coming year, we're attracting to at least 132, 134,000. So I'm increasing that. I'm going to go up $10,000 on that to take up from 120 to 130 on the sales tax revenue on the proposed budget approved. Our interest will go on about $1,500, so we're budgeting there. And then if you go down to a couple of these other line items, vehicle maintenance, we're moving that from CCPD into the vehicle maintenance and PD. And you saw that in our budget. I proposed that we just went on the workshop. So we're shifting and I'm zeroing out those to reduce our bottom line on CCPD, because we do have about 203,000 in reserves. But I don't want to go in and tap too much of that, so I'm shifting a little bit of that over to the PD. We also moved over the cell phones like we talked about, and then computer software Datamax. We went ahead and moved that over into the PD side as well. We had the data max contingency fund, which we did not use that, so that's basically zeroed out. And then the hardware, we went ahead and already went through that, obviously, we're now operating under data max. One of the other things we did, small equipment purchase, went ahead and moved that and zeroed it out. And we went ahead and budgeted for our flock, we did a $50,000 figure on that. We did the national out 3,000, and then of course the salary for the officer, I went ahead and kept that in there. This year, we may look at moving it next year, because I do want to keep, I'd like to keep at least a couple $100,000 in there, just for, safekeeping. And bottom line, we're going from last year amended, we had 338,500, and this year our proposed budget's $173,014. So he had to answer any questions at all regarding the CC PD budget.
So those 50 for the block cameras, and that's for the annual fees.
Yes, sir, we have 22 flock cameras, and so there's 50,000 for our, and I think we have, I'll have to look at the contract, but I believe we have 2 or 3 more years left in that contract.
And we paid 71,000 this year.
Well, the 71,000 there, that was radios, was included in that.
Okay.
We had to buy some mobile radios for our new units, and then we also had the portable radios, so that 21,000 was for radios, for A-car and for, portable.
And the vehicle replacement's going from 80 to 58, so the 58 is just for the payment on the loan.
Yes, sir, this was the first, we made our first payment in June,
Right.
and then we have 2 payments left.
Yeah.
That will pay off those 2 vehicles.
Kirk, you don't think we'll need any maintenance this year?
We moved the maintenance over to PD, so we moved the 15,000, so we actually, I think, and I'd have to pull it, I think 22,000 total maintenance for PD, but I just shifted that to try to reduce this bottom line and not spend so much getting into our reserve, is why I shifted that.
Yeah.
Yes. I wish we didn't have to back it, so that's pretty good, I think. Answer any more questions?
Good.
Thank you, Chief.
Yes, ma'am.
Time being 6:53, I open the public hearing. Does anyone wish to speak in favor? Does anyone wish to speak in opposition? Time being 6:53, I close the public hearing. Council will take action on the proposed budget at the August 19th, 2025 meeting. Number 2, discuss and consider approval of resolution approving the Pat B Economic Development Corporation development project and performance agreement by between Bartonville Community Development Corporation and Bartonville Store LLC, and authorize the VCDC chair to execute necessary documents. Staff presentation, Shannon.
Thank you, Mayor. At the last ECDC meeting, Mr. Tim House and Mr. Marty Bryant came and proposed, did a funding request and proposed an advertising marketing venture of $9,000 to actually give them some money to go out to the lifestyle magazine. That's out, those magazines that go out by zip code. And then, they got a really good deal, and then it was gonna be 9,000, where they're gonna pay for half, and then BCDC pay for half, which would total to be $9,000. So BCDC did approve that funding request at their last meeting. And any time that they expend any funds, even though they are budgeted, it needs to come to town council. So we've got, Mr. Tinhouse is here tonight to answer any of your other questions if what you have. And this is, the resolution will approve the performance agreement. Thank you, so chief.
Good evening, council. This is Tim House here. I'm representing Bartonville Store, 96 Macon Road. Also representing the Bartonville Tavern, which is just down the road. And I'm here tonight representing Marty B also because Marty had another obligation. But I wanted to just tell you, this is not a typical CDC funding request, first of all. Most of us, when we come to you, we're looking for help on fiscal improvements. And this is a marketing assistance only. I want to make sure, Shannon, I understand correctly. the total cost for a 6-month program is 18,000. The town's share would be 9,000.
Yes, that's what I said, that you're paying half.
Just want to make sure that was clear. As you all know, the town has a very small commercial base. And due to the growth policies in the town, there's really a lot of encouragement to bring in a whole bunch of new businesses. So this is oriented to helping the existing businesses be more successful. You may not realize it, but the Bartonville store, I have people come in all the time and say, I had no idea you were here or what you were. Marty, but maybe you can realize it for the store. Marty has the same thing. People stumble by for the first time. And what we'd like to do is use a program like this to expand our marketing base, our customer base, which should then translate obviously to more revenues, which reduce more taxes. So that's the justification for the whole thing. Our target is the surrounding zip codes. And I brought a few of these handed out. I don't know if I brought enough. You wanna just pass it down, see how far they go. The target audience we have are the zip codes that go over to the west that include Justin and Northlake. And to the east includes Hyde Village and Flower Mound and everything in between, obviously, which includes Double Oak, Copper Canyon, Bartonville, Argyle. So it's a pretty good way to get what we think our service area is. And we have been working with the 2 lifestyle magazines that orient to these zip codes, and they have agreed to a discounted rate with us. It's basically $3,000 a month. Each of them will publish a 1-page ad. And the tip we had is that 1-page ad have a banner across the top, basically say something to the effect Bartonville, a mecca for live entertainment. Obviously, this is subject to whatever banner you all want, but we really believe that's what the town's claim to fame can be. That's a selfish desire on our part, but the truth of the matter is it's kind of evolving into that situation. You know, they do these best of Denton County awards. The award last year, 2 of the 3 live entertainment venues were in Bartonville, the store and Marty Beats. It's the same this year. So I'm gonna do a reverse takeover and get more votes than Marty this year. But seriously, it is an opportunity to expand the commercial base in taxes without anyone building a new sticking deal. So that's the purpose of it all. We're requesting the town join us in this effort. The 2 lifestyle magazines together have about 130,000 in recipients. That's direct mail and online. And they say of those 130,000, about 75% or close to 100,000 actually read. So it's pretty good penetration in our subject market area. Okay, I'll quit and ask if you have any questions.
How often would these ads, I mean, how often do these publications come out?
Once a month. Once a month.
Okay.
And then how you going to track it?
How are you going to track it? Well, our ad at the store anyway, we're gonna have some sort of little SKU where you can come in for a 10% discount or whatever, just so we can see how it's gonna be tracked.
And say, I think a lot that's gonna be beneficial to you, and I know it works for the other people, other companies, is that if you give them an incentive to involve them in there one time, you give some type of coupon where you either buy one, get one, or something to generate some interest to get them in there the first time. But I'm just curious as to how you will come up with numbers, unless they actually bring something to you, so you can say, okay, this is a new customer.
You know, we could ask the lifestyle folks how they track it. They do some sort of tracking. I know that because they have percentages that they use for marketing. But what we intend to do at the store is some sort of coupon that you can come in and we'll say, yeah, click, it worked there. I can tell you this, they did an article on the store for the Cross Timbers Lifestyle magazine. Now, unfortunately, Bartonville's not part of the Cross Timbers Lifestyle area, but it was a pretty good article, and we've had people come in from that area since And they vow, well, once we see what this is about, we're coming back. So hopefully, if you believe in marketing, this has all the characteristics of a good marketing.
You know, several years ago, we had this discussion, I'm trying to shake your memory. We talked about, you know, a little slogan of some people at Bartonville who spread this, and I've heard this down in the hill country, where we talk about Bartonville, the edge country. So in your advertising, that might be some way more identified.
I love that. That's
Yeah.
the edge of country is a thing that we've talked about.
When
before.
it identifies an area in Bartonville, I think if it puts a name out there, it's just something that just needs to be talked of a little bit more, 'cause I think it's catchy.
I think it is too. I also had a thought once of hill country without hills. So. Anyway, we can come up with something and obviously get the town's approval on it before it goes to press. I like the idea, Marty likes the idea, we've been looking for ways to work together, expand our customer base, and I think this kind of fits it for a reasonable price.
So if we're to approve this, how quickly could the advertisement start? I mean, for you,
When would it start? Think it probably would not be until the September issue. They typically require their ads be in the last of the month prior to
oh,
2 months prior to,
okay,
because the September issue will come out the last week of August.
okay.
And this will run for 3 months.
The intent is that it run for 6 months.
6 months.
This is a trial period, and hopefully we can convince all, including ourselves, that it was worth the effort. And we can look at some way to go forward and do things like this again.
Any other questions for Tim?
No, sounds good, Dan.
Thanks.
You have a motion?
I'll make a motion that we approve.
Thank you, Tim. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Do that. Yeah, I'll make a motion that we approve the resolution approving the time the economic development corporation budget performance agreement signed between the parties of Community Development Corporation and Bartonville Schools as presented and authorized the VC chairs to execute necessary documents on behalf of the county.
So,
All those in favor? Motion carries 5-0. Thank you. Number 3, discuss and consider approval of resolution casting the council's vote for the Denver area district board of managers.
Thank you, Mayor. This is the annual time that we would vote for Denco 911 area manager. And this year it would have been Sue Tummel that was up for her. She has declined to run again. So there's some new people that are going to run, and the mayor has received a couple of recommendations for Mr. John Smith Jr. And so we're asking for the town to cast its vote for John Smith Jr.
He's the town manager or the town administrator of Hooper Creek. He's been the manager, I guess, administrator for about 8 years, and he was on council like 8 years before that, and his mayor said he's doing a great job.
Okay.
Very qualified.
it was all 2 people that wanted to, that either had, right?
So, any discussion? Have a motion?
I move that we approve the resolution casting the town council's vote for the Denco Area 911 District Board of Managers as John Smith Jr.
Second.
All those in favor? Motion carries 5-0. Thank you. Number 4, discuss and consider resolution appointing new members of the Bartonville Community Development Corporation. Staff presentation, Shannon.
Thank you, Mayor. As we mentioned at the last council meeting, we had 3 vacancies and you were able to appoint one person. You appointed Laura Smith to BCDC. We also received another application from Laura Pittman to see if, she would like to be on BCDC as well. And I would like, if you could, to recommend her for the 1 term left that's expiring in 2026. So that way she'll be on there and she won't have to reapply in the next month. And that's gonna leave 1 vacancy, but that one does expire this year in September. So I'm not too worried about us filling that because we'll be doing the annual appointments in just 2 months.
Laura Pittman lives in Green Oaks. She's great.
Been a resident for 21 years.
She attends
She's done a lot of work with school boards.
We have a motion.
I like a motion to approve the resolution appointing Laura Pitton, the corporation with a term expiring September 30, 2026.
Second.
All those in favor? Motion carries 5-0. Thank you, Carol.
Thank you.
Thanks, Shannon. Number 5, discuss and consider award rejection of bids and approval of town hall parking lot construction with the contract and authorize the town administrator to execute the necessary document and we have the town staff presentation.
Mayor, council, thank you. We were directed last month to go out and look for some bids for the town hall. That on Thursday, July 10th, we did have the opening of the bids. We received 15 bids for this project. They ranged from 118,600 to 395,000, a little big spread there. However, I'm making a recommendation that we do go with the Man Robinson pending, checking their references. Our engineer, Chris Shaw, has reached out to them, different company. They've done several big projects in Frisco, so we're pretty confident that I doubt we'll get any negatives, but we can wait to see what we're gonna get back, but making a recommendation that if we get a good approval card from them, that we go with Manning Robinson will be the company.
What was their price per?
118,600 there.
They were the lowest.
And if that was not the case, we could go with the next lowest bid and we could look at that as well.
And how did we bid this out? Was it for, asphalt construction or concrete?
All concrete. Well, last budget, or last time we spoke of this, I had asphalt and concrete. It was my understanding that we wanted to go with concrete, but our engineer's here to answer all your great questions about parking lots, concrete and asphalt and geogrid. I'll turn it over to Chris.
Thank you, Mayor, Council, Chris Chuck with Westwood. It's strictly 3,600 PSI concrete, just kind of a match. Here, I think if you went asphalt, you'd save a little bit, but the maintenance costs. And always, it seems like when you have the asphalt marrying up to the concrete, it always chips and kind of flakes off. You have a little concrete will hold firm and asphalt kind of gives, and then over time, so just the maintenance aspect this time. Oh, I mean, we had a general idea of the price where it was gonna come in at, because G-Rod gave us pricing before, so this isn't too much terribly different. I think there's a little bit more detail in here. We opened it last Thursday, so they provided references. They just didn't give real good reference names. They were like City of Frisco. I'm like, I need to be a little bit more, so we got that this morning, so I think once we verify the names, you can get in contact with the contact names, we should be good. But what was provided with the bid was awfully vague.
And where are they based out of?
I believe they are based out of Auburn.
Auburn, okay.
So they had some Frisco, some Denton, and Solana, I believe. They just wrote in the city names, so I was like, we need, please provide phone numbers, project names, and who to contact. Just calling up those cities is gonna yield not good results.
And this is turnkey, they would take out whatever trees need to be taken out.
Correct, so
Grade the land, all that stuff.
there's going to be grading, there's going to be tree removal. I believe all the trees are under 6 inches. So that's all kind of in the prep right away. They will do a little bit of grading, kind of level up, you know how it kind of falls down, they'll level it up, they will lay geogrid, they will bring in rock, put 4 inches of rock, and then they'll lay 6 inches of concrete.
Cause they are gonna put geogrid underneath the base, then.
Yes, sir.
That's good.
So, the only thing it doesn't include is that shed. Just because there wasn't good, it would be hard to get a firm price depending on what we wanna do with the
We're
shed.
gonna need to move it.
But, yeah,
But where and all that was hard to describe in plans, like,
Yeah. Move it. Maybe to the west, we'll have to just go look.
yeah. We'll just have to look to see what we can do.
it includes everything else.
So that there's sprocket too?
Yes,
Okay. Great.
and there's a little bit of a sidewalk, kind of, you can picture what happens is. You know, each parking space is 9 feet by 18 feet, so if you go look back there, kind of that last spot is kind of the middle of the drive aisle. Then you go 2 spots back and you'll kind of head in that way. And so you'll have about, I think it's 18 spaces, goes 100 feet that way, but you can kind of see based on the width of a spot that each parking space, you know, 2 back down. So you'll have to go just on the other side of that propane tank, you'll have a sidewalk that connects up to here.
Are we getting into the tank back there?
Should not, no.
Okay, I didn't know.
We're pulling away from the building to be away from that.
Okay,
So it's gonna sit back away from, probably, I think it's around, I think it's 4 or 5. 6 feet away from that tank.
all right.
When they do the grading on that finished concrete, will they have, will that slope drop towards the north?
Correct, it drops to the north and the east. As you get kind of on the far, yeah,
Will
far
it be
east.
curbing, will it be curbing there to direct that flow? No,
No, it should just run off because you're not capturing a lot of flow from it. If that
I'll be
makes
saying
sense.
like maybe on the.
Still kind of a high point.
On the west side to keep someone from driving off into the dirt.
There's not, we could put curb there, we could ask them if that looks like it's gonna be issue, but I don't know that. I don't know that if you put a curb there, you kind of restrict flow and then you start to concentrate the flow. Right now, it's just kind of sheeting off to try to
I'm
limit
just
any
thinking of a vehicle
erosive.
like especially on this side. When they go up to the edge of it, dropping off on that, unless you have some way to.
It'll slope down off, so slope down, right now it's, we're thinking just flat, no curb, but. You'll have a little bit of a grade and then 4 to 1 off of the edge, so that it's not a. You're not gonna have a 6-inch and then dirt,
I think you're talking about water, you're talking about back there, right?
yes. Well, I got these tied up, but yes, we're gonna grade up to the concrete so they're flush. It won't be 6 inches of concrete above the ground or anything like that, there'll be a. Slope off, so if you drove off, you're not dropping your vehicle.
I'm just thinking of the one side that would be exposed if someone driving off into it. Being able to get off on loose soil, getting on the soil would be saturated with that about rain.
That, you could do that. I guess if we wanna stop that, we could add a sign, or you could do, I don't like those 3 wood bars with the reflectors, it seems a bit much. The
Yeah,
aesthetics aren't great.
Yeah,
But you're right, you could drive off with it, so. Just. I hope whoever's using it's not flying down.
Well, I don't think we'll have a time, we'll have that many vehicles back there. It's just. Kind of, if we can have it, we'll have to do it solve.
can you say the hitching post for Shannon?
Yes,
She loves her hitching post, if you can move it, get it where it's
see if
safe.
they fit that in that project, yeah.
Thank you.
It's been, keep it in her window, so go back
I think
her.
that's very close.
Yeah, that level.
any other questions for Chris? Or,
Walking sounds.
thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Mayor,
Appreciate
thank
it.
you, council.
You have a motion?
I'll make a motion that we award construction contract. In the amount of $118,600 to Van Robinson Construction, is that correct?
Yes.
Yes. All right. To be executed by the county administrator.
Second.
All those in favor? Motion carries 5-0. Thank you. Number 6, discuss and consider scheduling September 2nd, 2025 for a public hearing on proposed fiscal year 2025-2026 budget, and scheduling September 16th, 2025 for the adoption of said budget. Staff presentation, Shannon.
Thank you, Mayor. As every year, we have a budget public hearing, and the next item is going to be the tax rate public hearings. We just need to schedule this. This is the housekeeping item. So we would like to schedule that September 2nd meeting, and that's the special meeting that we will have. And that's the meeting after Labor Day to have it for the public hearing for the budget.
We do that at 6.
If you want to have a 6 o'clock meeting, we can have a 6 o'clock, or do you want to have a 6:30?
You know,
I don't care.
it'll be about 2 minutes.
Yeah, we can come whenever, or
It's-
4, 5:30.
It's the day after Labor Day.
We'll have a couple agenda items hopefully on that. It'll be budget and then hopefully the annual appointment.
Well, just a point of order, so we're saying the tax adoption would be on September 16th, but in the recommendation portion, it says September 7th.
Yeah, that one.
So I just want to make sure that we're 16th or 17th.
And the meetings on the seventh,
I think it's,
the meeting, our council meetings is seventh.
I thought that was.
16th is regular meeting, right?
yeah.
Yes,
My apologies,
I
the
think
regular meeting is September 16th.
okay,
Thank you, Councilman.
so it would be the 16th.
But the tax rate will be the 16th. The budget public hearing will be on September 2nd. And we will take action on the 16th.
Okay, so the 17th is out of play, all right.
Yes,
All
sorry
right,
about that. Thank you for clarifying.
I just want to clarify, sorry.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
I do have a motion.
I make a motion that we schedule September the 2nd, 2025 for the public hearing on the proposed fiscal year 2025-2026 budget and schedule September 16th, 2025 for the adoption of said budget.
Second.
All those in favor? Motion carries 5-0. Thank you, Councilman. Number 7, discuss and consider scheduling September 16, 2025 for public hearing to consider tax rate. Shannon,
Yeah, now that we've got the dates correct,
Yes.
we will have the tax rate, public hearing on the 16th.
need a motion?
Now, move to schedule September 16th, 2025 for public hearing of the tax rate for the adoption of said tax rate.
Second.
All those in favor? Motion carries 5-0. Thank you. Number 8, discuss and consider who will be on the boards and commissions interview panel for 2025. Annual appointments, staff presentation.
Thank you, Mayor. It is time, I started collecting annual, applications for the annual appointments. We opened up last week and we have the deadline to August 15th. So once we have all of those in, I will forward those to the interview panel that you so choose. And then hopefully we can make those recommendations at the September 2nd meeting. That way we have time to let everybody know that they've been appointed for when their meeting schedule is.
And Matt, you volunteer.
Yeah, happy to do it.
Matt, and I think Lori volunteered to do it also. Are y'all okay with that?
Yes.
Everybody good?
Y'all
with
did
that?
last year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it worked out great.
I was Brenda and I last year.
Oh, Brenda,
The year before
Brenda
that.
Latham, yeah. You and Lori, you
Gloria.
I'm good with that.
have a motion?
I'll make a motion to, appoint Matt Chapman and Gloria. And, to the interviewers for, the boards and commissions, interview panel for 2025 annual appointment.
Second.
All in favor? Motion carries 5-0. Thank you. Closed session pursuant to Open Meetings Act, Chapter 551, and council will meet in the fellows executive session and accordance with the Kentucky Government Code. Number 1, Section 551.071, consultation with town attorney, seek legal advice of his attorney. And Section 551.089, security devices for security audit regarding the town of emergency action plan and any and all legal issues related thereto regarding emergency authority and plans. Time being 7:18, we can leave in the session.
Hey, Dan.
Good.